Clinicians over here. Nonetheless, what we're going to be doing today is Drumset Clinic. I asked him to come in. This is Adrian Avila, my son, my older son, and he's going to be here to discuss with Drumset with you. So please welcome to Eastwood, Mr. Adrian.
You guys are ready. So today I'm going to be kind of just going over a lot of genres and styles when it comes to playing drum set and playing music. Kind of take you on a trip of everything from as early as from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and then 2000s. And then hopefully I can play some originals for you guys too. But if I'm running short on time, I might take out a few songs. But so yeah, pretty much the gist of I'm going to just kind of go through these songs, kind of one after the other. Maybe I'll say a few little things afterwards. I'm going to be out of breath a lot because it's a lot. It's very it's a lot of music. So the first song I'm going to be playing is a Buddy Rich song. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, called Nutville. It's a up-tempo swing, and this is all this right here. This whole list is drummers that I grew up listening to. So I want to share my influences with you guys. And they're pretty much, it's all instrumental music. There's no lyrics here. Everything that you see here is all done by drummers. It's all done by actual drum set players. They're arrangers, composers. So this will be hopefully you guys like. This is a knowledge little drum set clinic that you guys can take in. I kind of want to show you more. I want to just show you it. I don't like to explain a lot. I just want to show you. That's my way of, I like to show. Because it's hard for me to like get sometimes through. I have to like just show it. You know what I mean? That's because I've always been a visual learner. I want to show you guys. So, alrighty. So the first song from 1974, Nutville. So it's up tempo swing. So hopefully you guys like it. right, so,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
So a question about your left hand. I'm sure some people saw it, maybe you didn't. Does he switches a lot between matched and traditional. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Pretty much it's just because of the feel. I'm switching it because of feel. There's no right or wrong of switching to match to traditional, but because it's jazz, it's funny because, I don't know, it's more of a debate question, but there's a debate. Have you ever seen this video where Buddy Rich, he talks about the left hand, and he talks about match versus traditional, and he says, he's like, it's so, place it when you do match grip, when you're like, it's easy to do that, right? It's easy to just go. It's easy to do that. But switching over to, switching over to traditional, again, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more control, and it's, once again, it's the touch. The touch is really where what's happening here. Sorry, blocking you. I play traditional mainly when it comes to jazz because it's, yeah, again, it's the feel, it's the texture, it's the way I'm playing. I'm not trying to, like, when it comes to the rock, that's when you'll see right now I switch. There's a lot of things I do with the match grip because it's a power with rock, but jazz, it's the touch, and like I always call the left hand in jazz, it's the salt and pepper. So like all those little things that I'm doing with my left hand, it's just, I'm not thinking of it, and all those fills I was doing. There's a lot of flashiness stuff, but that's what I'm trying to emulate, the Buddy Rich style. I'm trying to get into his mind, and that's what I got influenced by. Buddy Rich his hands were going crazy, just, and all that stuff, once again, this is all the stuff that you guys know coming from a rudimental world. All those exercises, all those applications that you see back there, that's all from that. I'm like pointing at you guys. And so like, I think that's what you guys already have the knowledge, especially right now in high school. And that's when it hit me as far as like all the rudimental stuff. You guys want to take kit playing to the next level. Use your rudimental chops, orchestrate it around the kit, because in reality, this is the tenors, this is the bass, this is the snare drum. So it's just how to orchestrate it. How do you play everything all at once, right? But it's, once again, it's a switch. I'm kind of just letting it happen. I'm not trying to overanalyze it so much. Pretty much all these genres, yeah, includes jazz, funk, rock, progressive rock, and then hopefully I can play some originals for you guys too. Because it's also about learning what's on the paper, but it's also about how do you all stand out individually, as how do you take the music and incorporate it in your own originality. It's good to memorize music, but if you memorize music and then someone says, okay, we're going to start at the bar 102 at the end of 1. Okay, let me double check. Hold on, like you have to actually know, once again, if you're internalizing all the music, you have to actually know when you come in, when you coming in and coming out. That's the thing about drumming. It's also the fills. You're incorporating when to start, when to stop. It's about that release, the tension in the music. It's the release, and you're letting go, and then you're catching it again. All that is implied into this instrument. So, this next song I'm going to play for you guys, another 70s song. This is more structured. This is more vertical. This is a rock, progressive rock. It's one of my favorite drummers, Neil Peart, La Via Strangiato. So this one, I'm going to actually read music with this one, just to show you guys I'm actually human. I actually have to read the chart because there's so much music, there's so many notes that I still need to look at it, you know. because I'm not worthy to play it by ear, at least for this song, because there's so much to look at. It's like 9 pages. But I'm gonna kind of, for this one, I'm gonna just kind of skip around a little bit, because I do want to, this is a really long song, this is like 8 minutes. All these different mixtures of styles, and there's so many mood changes, and there's so many different tempo changes and odd meters and all that. So hopefully you guys, can, my dad knows this song, so he knows this one by the back of his hand, so I'm kind of nervous because this is he knows this song better than me. it's a very difficult song. There's so much happening.
Did you guys recognize or see how just a few years later, from 74 to 78, how they incorporated some jazz into the rock song? Did you hear that? There was a swing moment in there.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
So that's why they call it prog fusion, because they're fusing rock with other styles.
Right.
Okay, that's where the word comes from, fusion.
A waltz too.
You're fusing.
A waltz too.
That part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a waltz. Like it's like a jungle groove.
Yeah, there was a three part.
Yeah. All those figures, they're all so, and then those stops. That's like a 7/8, 7/8, 7/8, 7/8, 7/8, back to 4/4, back to 3/4. It's like constantly changing.
Can we see like one?
Oh yeah, you can look at it. I actually needed the music for this one because this is like really progressive. You can see it. Everybody's coming in. No, I know, but there's a lot of things. I started in the middle of the song. That melody, that's where I skipped. I skipped the whole first half. I just kind of started where all the crazy changes were. All that. This is like it's four, 5, and 6 movements. Or like there's so many movements. It's almost like the way he orchestrated it. It's almost like a Beethoven piece.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just no one writes music like that a lot these days.
Classically influenced.
Yes, it's like classical, but it's like technically it's progressive. So, that's the only song I'm gonna need a sheet for me because once again I needed the music because I don't want to second guess myself when it comes to that because when it comes to certain figures and stuff like that, I have to see the music and because there's so many odd meters and changes, so it's kind of hard to just play it by ear. You know what I mean? And it's a good thing to play it by ear, but there's also cons to playing by ear because, like I said, if someone said, "Okay, Jim, we're going to start at the end of 7 on the 7/8, but on the upbeat," what? I'd be freaking out. Hold on, you know what I mean? So, again, I think I want to skip the 80s one because I've been playing that one a lot, but I kind of want to jump into. I'm going to try and jump into the 90s one.
Here you go.
Golden Dolphin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is a very progressive. This one's in 7, or sorry, it's in 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the way he's broken it up, it's completely like odd, displaced. There's double pedal, there's all these figures. This is even more crazier fills. All like singles, a lot of singles around the kit. But once again, rock there's all this craziness. You can kind of see the figures. This is the stuff that you guys play. Like you guys are, like I always say, you guys got hands, right? You guys can play and shed, right? So this is pretty much like the way I'm seeing it too. So this one's gonna be a tough one for me. So yeah. This is another drummer I've listened to a lot. His name's Marco Miniman. If you guys ever heard of him, he's played with the Aristocrats. He's played with Spock Spear. He's played with what's his name? Steven Wilson.
He's one of the drummers.
Joe Satriani. For Dream Theater. If you guys ever seen the Dream Theater audition, yeah. bass drums, yeah, it's like it's moving away, so it started. Did you guys see it? It was like
Yeah.
I couldn't even play it. So
I'm using the 9,000.
and I'm using my 9,000. It's my good bass drum pedals.
Yeah, this is $1,000 pedal.
It's not bad.
So yeah, once again, very versatile, a lot happening, right? It's kind of like it's a crazy time signature, but there's the way he dissected it. 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or yeah, 6 and 7. My bad, yeah. And then there was that. Did you guys hear that? That vocal part that was like in 5/8, I think. That was all 5/8 right there. Solo in 5/8 in that. All that craziness, right? But it's happening, everything is very vertical. You can kind of see it, right? It sounds like a tenor player, all those singles, all that. You can see all those figures, right? You can kind of, I know it's like whatever, you're just showing off, right? But again, yeah, the drastic change in music, the progressive rock, those are my influences. I'm gonna do a funk chart. I haven't done a funk one yet. This is an original. It's funk, but it's also keeping a pocket, kind of keeping a straight groove. It's in 4/4 until the very end. There's a little progressive rock. There's like a tease. I forgot what time signature it's in. I forgot, honestly. This one is still kind of like fresh still. But this is an original that my brothers and I wrote. We wrote this like maybe in 2010 or somewhere around there, but kind of revamped it. It's kind of like a funk pocket fusion and all this. This is called Electric Bread. Or I'm sorry, Electric Recipe, my bad. It used to be about Electric Bread. So I'm gonna kind of skip a little bit in the middle because it's kind of redundant in the beginning. So I can get to my last original. I want to show you guys one more original progressive stuff that I wrote. So that way I can get you guys kind of, once again, this is all for your inspiration. You guys can get influenced by it, whatever. Take it or leave it. No harm, no foul, right? So whatever I do, it's it's your interpretation. You guys can take it whatever. It's not whatever, but all right. yeah, that was a little bit, it was like funky. There was some like rudimental stuff in there. The funky, once again, rudimental stuff with funk. Fun extra, well, not extras, but rudiments, a paradiddle, diddle. But it's actually a real funk groove. I actually stole that from Tommy Igoe's 2.0 groove that he does. It's almost like there's no one. It's actually off of his funk grooves that if you guys ever, that book was amazing for me. That was the book that got me really inspired by styles. And that's why I became so obsessed with drum set, is because I wanted to learn genres and styles. That's really why I wanted to dive into this instrument, is because I wanted to be able to just play any style that I wanted, you know? Okay.
Adrian, maybe a quick
Yeah.
commercial for your the school that you're teaching at.
Oh yeah. Well yeah, like I said, you guys, it's open if you guys want to take lessons. My number's up there. I teach also private drum set lessons, and then I also teach at a studio. Once again, yeah, if you guys are interested in taking drum set lessons, you know, trying to excel in other areas if you guys want. But yeah, I teach privately if you guys ever want just drum set lessons. I live down the street, which is pretty close, Eastwood.
You guys have questions about his playing? Any observations? I like how you, or I was wondering how you did blank.
Okay, wait. Okay, go ahead.
And that last song at the end, was it 5/8 or 3/8?
Yeah, I think it was like 5. Yeah, there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was like, yeah, it's like 5, 8, and I think there might be a 3/8, and then there might be a 9/8 in there. But it's because that's the way my brother would write. He was just very odd meter head. Yeah, that song, it was a fun song because it's just pocket, just groove. I just kind of kept that 2 and 4 almost the whole way, and then it wasn't until the second part of the chorus that's when I started doing the all that funky ghost notes, grace notes, all that stuff, in the notes in between, right? But I do want to play another original, but this one is an actual original that I wrote again with my brothers. But this is an actual progressive one, and I hopefully we can get back in the studio with this one. But this one, you're going to hear a click a whole way. You're going to hear the odd meters change constantly, or not, well, change, but you're going to hear it with the metronome. This is kind of how ideally it would be for a studio drummer, in the session drummer playing in the live studio recording. You're going to hear the right in your ear. So, because yeah, my brothers want me to play in time. They want to make sure I'm right on the beat. So this one, yeah, is an original. This is called Edge of the Sky, and yeah, hopefully you guys like this one. Okay. that's a crazy, again, high signature stuff. Not as complicated maybe in some other stuff, but most of it was like in 4/4. That's not to like the middle section. There's like some odd time signatures and stuff like that. But once again, yeah, you guys, the styles within itself, these are all just diverse styles. They're very diverse, like going from the jazz and the rock and the funk. They're all styles that I think every drummer should at least know the basics, what a rock groove is, what a funk groove, and a jazz groove. And then obviously, don't forget the Latin grooves. And like again, yeah, and that song you could see everything kind of like happening. Those two on top, two on the bottom. That's all that is. That's all it is. Or you can do 4. But they're just, yeah, they're like, I stole those licks from Mike Portnoy. He was another drummer that was huge on my influence. Again, yeah, you guys, yeah, it's in your interpretation, whatever you guys see. Things.
Oh, yes. What's your favorite style to play?
Probably the progressive rock.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's just because of, it's in my bones. I think for me, I'll tell you the honest, real reason. It's because I think there's a part of me that is kind of like ADHD, that I can't sit on a groove very long. I get bored. But not saying that it still doesn't happen, because obviously I play the swing, you play the genre, you play the style, but I think for me in particular, I think because I don't like to sit on a groove for too long, I get kind of bored. But that's just me. I'm not saying you guys play things to get bored so you can switch it up. I'm saying the style that I play, it's a lot of changing. The tempos are changing. The odd meters are changing, the mood's changing, this and that, high to low. And so, yeah, progressive rock was a huge style for me, and I'm still trying to dive into it still to this day. There's a lot of drummers out there that are really good. Obviously, if you guys ever heard some of these drummers, yeah, like Mike Portnoy, Virgil Donati, Matt Karska, Animals' leader's drummer. You guys heard of him? No? Well, yeah, there's a lot of drummers. Like I said, this whole list is based off drummers. They're all drummers that I've listened to, that I've incorporated their style, and I just try to take their tricks and try to take the best bits of whatever they're expressing on the drum set. So, but again, yeah, like I said, guys, my name's in there if you guys want. That's the Bruce Lee quote: "Don't think, just feel." Right? Because that's what it's about. It's about feeling, how you're expressing yourself to your truest form, and letting go. Like, learn the music. I'm not saying don't learn the music. Learn the music, but again, it's how you're incorporating your style, how you're making yourself, each of you here, individually unique, right? So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm out of breath.
Rodney, I heard you do impressions. Can you do an impression of Mr. Avila?
Oh my gosh.
You guys are looking at 20,000 maybe? the biggest one, does he say
Do Mr. Omen.
okay, everybody. No, my first time, Mr. Omen would be the Adrian. Mr. Omen does this thing with his hand. It's like a Harrison Ford thing. He's like, trombones? No. He like puts his body, like he does like this, like up and down thing. No, and then he does the, yeah, we'll see you guys later. He takes off. And then he's gone. I don't see him again. My favorite is the smirk. He's like, he just kind of, or he'll stand in the back, he'll be like, let's say. He's funny, yeah, he's funny. But yeah, once again, guys, yeah, Drumset, it's all related to to marching band. I took all the knowledge from the rudimental world, again, like I said, and I just try to incorporate it in the drumming, the drum set as much as I can. Because all that information that you got, all those etudes, all those ensemble practices and everything that you guys are using, or you're learning, just try and like at one point, try and like orchestrate it on the drum set. You never know. One time I did that. One time I played that solo, the one you see right there, engine room, and I played it on the kit one time. Just I wanted to hear the sounds. I think it's that. So that goes like. It's like. Something like that. I don't know, or what is it? Something like that, right? Engine room? It's that multi-percussion. That's the one I remember I did in high school. One of those. But once again, yeah, it's just little things that the instrumentation, the literature, the music. You guys, yeah, everything that you guys learn, don't take it for granted. You know, really, because at some point, if any of you guys are music majors, you guys are going to see kit players, and then you're going to be like, oh man, what am I doing? They're going to like kind of like, it's not a. They're not there to discourage you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're going to see kit players in college. If you guys ever go to a really good college, you're going to see kit players and you're going to be like, beast players. But it's because they incorporated all the knowledge from marching band, all the knowledge of rudiments, and they incorporated it in their playing. And then all it's just they're incorporating is the style and feel. Shark doo doo. So I think that's what it's very hard, like I said, to teach that feel, and that's kind of what I focus on with my students. I teach them. I try to teach them first, like, okay, let's break down a groove. Let's play. I had a student, one of the students that I was teaching. He was a teenager, and he was like, I said, let's start with the basic groove. First thing he said was, "Mister, I already know that." I said, "Really? You know that? All right, all right." And so, but I told him, I said, "Well, honestly," I said, "Man, no matter how many times I play that groove, I will never be worthy of that application groove, of that foundation groove right there, because that's like the mother of all grooves right there. If you can't do kick, snare, and hat, if you can't hold it down with those three instruments." You can't play, I couldn't play a gig with just the toms and the cymbals. Like if someone took away my bass drum, I'm in trouble. If someone took my snare drum away, I'm in trouble. The meat and the potatoes are right here. You can play so many styles and so many different genres just with this. You could play a fast swing. You could play a soca. You could play a samba. You can play a funk. Just these three pieces. If you can't hang with these three pieces, can't do it. So that's why I told my student, I was like, look, man, I still hold this groove. I wish I had a song here that just had that, but I could give you examples like Billie Jean, some Steely Dan, some what's his name? Toto, In Excess, yeah. There's so many songs that just learning out the drums. I actually had a student one of my students played that Barbie song, the Dance the Night Away, and she was only 7 years old. And she played it so dang good. Like, I was so, like, I did not start that good when I was 7 years old. I clearly remember, like, my first groove was the We Will Rock You. It was but the thing is I couldn't do the eighth notes. I couldn't go like this. I was doing this. I couldn't do that. I couldn't separate. Once again, it goes back to separating the limbs. You guys already kind of do. Because why? Because you guys march on the field. You guys are marching on the field, marking time. So all that is still implied to here. Because all I'm doing is keeping this is the timekeeper. This is the constant motion right here. is not changing. This right here needs to be, I mean, it could be any style, but this right here is like, without this instrument, I'm done. So, and like, I think, I don't know who showed, I forgot, one of the judges, I don't know if it was Jeff Osmore, he did this thing with his hand, 2 hands. He's like, okay, I remember he said like, let's snap our fingers. And he said, okay, now we're gonna do 2, right? Let's do 2. You're gonna snap in 2, 1, 2. And then your right side is gonna do a triangle, and at some point, your left hand is gonna meet with your right hand with the triangle, because the triangle has 3 points, right? So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just that alone separates people. If you can't, it's like this. It's the same thing as this. It's this, right? It's the pat on the head, switching it, and doing this. Same thing. If you can't do this, and then switch it, right? You gotta be able to dissect your brain in half. And I think that's what people don't understand is that drum set players, we're thinking everything. The 2 limbs and then 2 feet. There's so much happening. And like again, the drumming in marching band, it's all your hands. I know when you guys do this and you open, that's easy. It's not, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying it's easy kind of because you're not focusing so much on your feet. But just think of that same concept if you were playing. And you're having to incorporate, again, you're both separate, that's that little exercise. I think it was Jeff Osmore who showed me that.
Yeah, it sounds like something.
And I was like, oh, and then there's like another version who does a square. And I was like, oh, and like, I was like, how do you do that? But I remember that concept, and that's kind of what I'm teaching my kids. It's like, it's the body mechanics of drum set. Everything has its own independence. Everything has its own lane. This has its own lane. This has its own lane. This has its own lane. So,
But you're sharing the lane.
Yes.
alrighty.